Let's do the 6-park challenge. Hey everyone, I'm here at Universal Studios this morning for the 6-park challenge. I'm going to both parks here at Universal Studios and all 4 parks at Disney. And at every park, I'm going to do one ride. It's going to be one of the more popular rides. So at Disney, it would be a tier 1 for Lightning Lane. Here, I'm going to pick one of the more popular rides in each park. I'm going to get one drink or snack. I know when I did the 4-park challenge, I did a drink and a snack at each park, but this is more parks. So a drink or a snack, and it does have to be park exclusive. I can't just get a Diet Coke and call it a day. It has to be a park exclusive snack. And I have to take a picture with the park icon. At Disney, that will still be PhotoPass, but here at Universal, because there is no PhotoPass option for their annual pass, I will just be taking a selfie with the park icon. And then at Disney, I do still have to use all 4 different forms of transportation. Here at Universal, there isn't any transportation between the 2 parks other than the Hogwarts Express, which we might still do, but otherwise I'm just gonna walk between the 2 parks. So with my annual pass, I have early park admission to Islands of Adventure, and that is where we're starting. And fingers crossed that we can get on to Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure this morning. So let's go. Rope drop to Hagrid's. It is currently 8:10 and I'm already off the ride, so that was absolutely the thing to do. I got here early enough that I did not stop walking until right before you get on the motorbikes, because they had to slow it down just for loading purposes. So that was awesome. Fun fact, that was actually my first time ever riding Hagrid's, because I have always been slightly nervous about that ride, because as you know from watching other videos, I was never a huge roller coaster person. But now that I've done a lot more, now the line is long. Yeah, now that I've done a lot more coasters, that one was so much fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I honestly was willing to wait like 45 minutes for it, because the only things open right now are the rides here in Hogsmeade and Velocicoaster, and as you know, obviously not gonna ride Velocicoaster. So now I'm just figuring out what I want for a treat. I'm trying to see if Honeydukes is open, because I don't really want a huge full breakfast. I definitely will be able to take the Hogwarts Express over to the other park, which is nice, because it'll be, even though Universal counts it as a ride, I'm counting it as a form of transportation today because it takes you between the 2 parks. So that opens at 9 and it's 8:15. So I have 45 minutes to kill. My other option is get something inside 3 broomsticks and then walk over to Universal Studios. I'm going to take a peek at what time Honeydukes opens, because I'd prefer just to get something small in there. So we will see. Honeydukes doesn't open until 9, and my goal, it's achievable because I'm the only person in line for the Hogwarts Express, is to be on the first Hogwarts Express at 9 a.m. So I did end up picking up a frozen butterbeer because it is a little warm and humid out. It rained overnight, so I actually don't know if I've ever had the frozen, so I shouldn't say I don't like the cold or frozen. You know what? The frozen is not that bad. I'm not a huge fan of the cold. I think it's because I don't drink it with a straw. I don't know. But this is breakfast today, which super healthy breakfast champions. I mean, it has nice butterscotch flavor. I can't remember what the top is. I think it's the top that I'm not a huge fan of. And I think because when I drink it cold, I don't drink it with a straw, I get so much more of the foam on top. And with the hot, it kind of melts in. So maybe that's why I don't like the cold as much. Because this is delicious. Yeah, really nice butterscotch flavor. Nice and frozen, nice and cold. Very much enjoy this as my treat for this park. And like I said, now I'm just waiting outside the Hogwarts Express for the first train at 9 a.m., which is in like 40 minutes. So I'll just sit here and watch the line for Hagrid's. It is currently at an hour, and when I rode it, again, it took less than 10 minutes. I got in line at 7:55, and I was off of it by 8:09, 8:10. So 15 minutes including the ride. And because, again, Universal doesn't have a photo option for their annual pass, I am just taking a selfie outside the ride because you can't have your phone out on the ride. So unlike Disney, where I will, if they don't have a photo, a non-ride photo, I will be taking a selfie on the ride itself. Here I can't do that, so I'm just gonna take a selfie in front of the ride, and you're just gonna have to trust that I rode it. So yeah, we're done with Islands of Adventure because I took my photo as I was walking in. And yeah, like I said, now I'm just waiting for the Hogwarts Express. I will knock out Universal Studios. My plan is to ride either Escape from Gringotts or Revenge of the Mummy, depending on which one has the shorter wait and how quickly I get over there, because the nice thing with the Hogwarts Express is it's gonna dump me by the Wizarding World. So I will hopefully have a slight advantage over people coming in the front gate. Obviously pending how quickly the train moves. I know how quickly it moves, but how quickly I get loaded and the train leaves, and what time they actually let people into the park, because here they let people in about 10 minutes early. Annual pass holders, they started letting in 15 minutes early, but they held us at a point where it evened out with where the regular day guests were, because the annual pass holder line is off to the left. So they let people in a little early, so if they do that over there, there's a chance people will have gotten all the way to Gringotts before I do, but I will also do the Mummy instead. And because I knew I was gonna do 2 rides that required lockers if you wore a backpack, I have my fanny pack on today, and I am going to change bag and hat when I go over to Disney, because I'm one of those people who doesn't want to wear Universal to Disney and Disney to Universal. So hat and bag are gonna change. I wore a very neutral outfit for that reason. And at Disney, I am using Lightning Lane. So I do have 3 Lightning Lanes booked over at Animal Kingdom, because that is the park I'm starting at. I might have to push one back because I have my Dinosaur Lightning Lane for 9:05, and I definitely won't be there because Universal Studios isn't open until 9. But if I push that back, then I will do Everest. Like I said before, I'm doing a tier 1 ride at each Disney park, except for Animal Kingdom because there are no tiers. And right now, everything over there is pretty popular just because of the limited number of rides. So I may end up doing the same rides as last time. I might not. Who's to say? But same with snacks. I might get the same snack. I might not. This is not a showing you different snacks kind of day. This is, can I do all 6 parks? And it is, how quickly can I do all 6 parks? So it is from the time I scanned in here, which, because I was a little further back in line, I scanned in at 7:50. So we will see how long it takes me to knock out all 6 parks today. The trek on I-4 might be the longest part of the day. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here, enjoy my butterbeer, and wait for the Hogwarts Express to come up. So I will see you over at Universal Studios. All right, just got to Universal Studios via the train, so I'm counting it as a mode of transportation today. I looked at the wait times. It looks like Escape from Gringotts is only 15 minutes. So I'm gonna pop in to Diagon Alley to see if that's truly the case. And also because that's where the drink I wanna get is. So we're gonna pop in, see what it's actually looking like. And if it has gone up, I'd still wait in line a little bit for it. I don't wanna wait too long because I do wanna get over to Animal Kingdom quickly. But if it's, let's say under half an hour, I would do it. So it's pretty dead here in Diagon Alley, so I think I should be able to get this one done. And then hopefully be able to grab my drink, which is going to be the tongue-tying lemonade. So let's go. All right, Escape from Gringotts done. It was about 5 minutes to the pre-show and then another 10 to the ride vehicle. So 15 total, just like the posted wait was. And I think it's mostly because one side of the track was down. So very, very quick. And now I'm over here at the hopping pot to pick up my lemonade, and I will drink it as I leave this park. Making really great progress in timing with rope drop this morning. All right, got my tongue-tying lemon squash, which is essentially just lemonade, but with a full lemon in it. I've had this many times before. I love it. It's so nice and refreshing.
Oh yeah, those in my top 4.
Yeah, just a really good lemonade. Nice and refreshing, not super tart, not sweet. One of my favorite drinks here. Because I'm not a beer drinker, there's not a lot of exclusive drinks in the Wizarding World that I like. So this is like the one that I get the most when I'm in the Wizarding World. But now I'm almost done with this park. I do have to get my picture with the park icon in front. I didn't do that on my way in because obviously I took the Hogwarts Express and it brings you back to this area in London. So I will get the picture on my way out. But just like that, we're done with Universal. So I am making my way out. I'm gonna go get my car from valet and then head to Animal Kingdom. Making really great progress this morning, and it's nice and overcast, so I'm not like dying and sweating. So let's hope the rain stays away though. I did not bring a poncho. All right, made it to Animal Kingdom. It was about a 30-minute drive from Universal here, so fingers crossed that is the longest anything takes today. I have a lightning lane for Everest that ends in 10 minutes, but I do also have the 15-minute grace period. It is relatively busy here at Animal Kingdom today, so hopefully I can knock things out quickly, but I'm not holding my breath. Obviously with having lightning lane, that is helpful. I've just got to hope that there are still lightning lanes available at the other parks in the very specific order I have to do the parks in order to hit all modes of transportation. So I am, ooh, barbecue smells really good. I am boogieing over to Everest and then I'll figure out what I want to eat. I was gonna do a cheeseburger papa, honestly. No. I was gonna say maybe the pulled pork mac and cheese, but it is hot out. And I don't know if I want mac and cheese. That seems a little heavy. So I think we're gonna do cheeseburger pot again. So I will place a mobile order once I get in line for Everest and get my other lightning lanes squared away. Okay, just got off of Everest. It was posted 35-minute wait, but it only ended up being 6 with lightning lane. And then once I tapped into that, I was able to grab lightning lanes for the other 3 parks. So I have one for Soarin', Rock and Roller Coaster. I'd like to get my Rock and Roller Coaster a little earlier. Right now it's for 3:30, but it is currently 11:10. So I'd like to get it earlier, but with transportation, that might actually be a fine time. And then Jungle Cruise for 6 p.m. So rides are locked and loaded. Now it's just a matter of food. I did place a mobile order at Satuli Canteen for my cheeseburger pod, so I'm heading that way right now to pick it up. Okay, picked up my order from Satuli Canteen, and per usual, I got the kids' cheeseburger meal, or cheeseburger pod meal with 2 cuties, so that way I can throw them in my bag for during the week. And as always, get a side of the creamy herb dressing. Adds a little bit of moisture to these. And this is one of my favorite meals, especially here in Animal Kingdom. The bao is perfectly cooked. It's tender. The meat inside is cooked perfectly. There's a lot of nice flavor. Even as someone who doesn't like pickles, you get a little bit of pickle flavor, but nothing crazy. The creamy herb dressing, again, just adds a little bit of moisture because there's not enough cheese in here for my liking. But overall, I love this meal. Love getting the kids' meals. Again, I can throw my cuties in my backpack for eating during the week, or if I'm not doing a challenge room, getting something at every park. It could be a snack for later in the park, and you get a drink with it. So perfect little snack, especially because I hadn't eaten anything yet today. As delicious as butterbeer and tongue-tying lemon squashes, I needed some food for some fuel to keep going. So when I was waiting for this, I was trying to move my lightning lanes up, but I was not able to. But I think based on the transportation that I need to do, I think that the timing will work pretty well. So definitely gonna take longer than the 4-part challenge, but I did also add 2 parks to this. So yeah, we're making great timing. I'll have this, get my picture at the Tree of Life, and then head to the next park. Okay, officially done with Animal Kingdom. My PhotoPass pictures took a little bit longer, although last time that was the longest of the PhotoPass lines I waited in, but this time the cast member, because I was alone, he wanted to make sure that there were no people in the background, or if there were, they were further away from me and not looking in the direction of the camera, which I really appreciated. It's nice to try to have less people in the background. So I did go in and give him a cast compliment because that was very kind of him. Now I'm heading to my car to head to the TTC. Now technically I did drive from Universal here, obviously. So that could have counted for using my car as transportation. However, the only other transportation from Animal Kingdom is the bus. And frankly, I just don't want to leave my car here. I would rather leave my car at the TTC, because then when I end at Magic Kingdom, my car is right there and it's just easier to get to at the end of the night. Magic Kingdom's open until 11, so who knows how long I'll end up staying there, even after the challenge, so I don't want to have to try to get all the way back here to the Animal Kingdom parking lot. So we're driving to the TTC to get the monorail for our next form of transportation. So I will see you guys at the TTC. Made it to Epcot. Had to push my Soarin' Lightning Lane back just because security took a little bit longer at the TTC. Totally my fault. I had everything out, but I had it like too much in front of me and not out to the side, so it did still put the box around my body, so I did have to go and get my bag checked. No big deal. The cast members there are truly just doing their job, trying to make sure everyone stays safe, and honestly I would rather them be overcautious than not cautious enough. So took a little bit of extra time, but no worries. I'm here now. I was able to move my lightning lane back, and we're headed to Soarin'. I did get my picture as I walked into the park, just because I will not be going out the front. I'll be going out the back through International Gateway for the Skyliner. I'm not doing what I did last time and doing a full lap of World Showcase. For my food and beverage, I think I'm just gonna get a beverage in France rather than getting moonshine sour and the cheesy crab wontons, but I am starving, so I might just pick up something small in the Land Pavilion. Likely won't count towards this, but I really need some food. So let's go see what they have there and hop on Soarin'. Okay, just finished up on Soarin'. Posted 30-minute wait. With Lightning Lane, it was a total of 9, 2 to the merge point, 7 after that, which honestly is pretty good. I've been on Soarin' before where after the merge it still takes quite a bit longer than that, just because of the load and unload process and the fact that they can't load the theater when it's going. So I usually anticipate a little bit more time for that, so pleasantly surprised. I did, while I was in there, grab an Uncrustable because like I said, I was starving. That does not count for my snack or beverage here because it's an Uncrustable. You can get it anywhere, even outside of Disney. You can get it in your local grocery store, so that obviously does not count. I'm thinking I'm going to get a frozen drink in France since I have to head that way for International Gateway anyways, and that way I'm not doing an unnecessary lap around World Showcase like I did last time. So I'll see you guys in France. Okay, so from France I got the Citron Slush, which is Grey Goose, Citron, Vodka, and Lemonade. And that's very nice and light and refreshing and lemony. Not overly lemony, like it's not tart at all, nor is it super sweet. It's just nice and light and refreshing, especially on this very, very hot day. My hair is absolutely going to be going into a ponytail shortly here. It is warm and it is humid out, and I am getting really annoyed with the hair on my neck. So, but yeah, so this is really nice, especially right now during the peak heat of the day. It doesn't look like it's going to rain anytime soon, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but just knowing Florida weather and knowing that Rain can pop up at any moment. I am going to drink this not super quickly, like I'm not going to chug it, but I'm also not going to sit and luxuriate and wait too long to drink it. I want to get on the Skyliner and get over to Hollywood Studios, even though my Rock and Roller Coaster Lightning Lane isn't for an hour and a half. If it does start to rain, and depending on how the weather is, they could potentially shut the Skyliner down. So I want to make sure I can get on that. So I'm going to do that sooner rather than later, just because I know Florida weather. Okay, so officially on the Skyliner, just transferred at Caribbean Beach, heading towards Hollywood Studios now. The sky is looking really, really gray, so I'm very glad that I decided to get on the Skyliner before it starts raining, just in the event that it does have to temporarily shut down. Leaving Epcot, it was pretty busy, so I was in a car with other people, which I get why they do it. I have no complaints about that, but I do definitely prefer having my own cart. Heading to Hollywood Studios, far less people. I have my own cart, which is great. We did not stop nearly as much. I think we only slowed down one time going from Epcot to Caribbean Beach. So that is nice, because last time I did this, we definitely stopped multiple times. So I will take being in a vehicle with other people if it means fewer stops. But now I have about an hour and 15 minutes until my Rock and Roller Coaster Lightning Lane. I think what I'm going to try to do is knock out the drink and the picture before I do that, because if it starts raining and it gets really bad, actually I think if it just starts raining in general, it doesn't really matter how bad it is. They do pull PhotoPass photographers in for their protection, for the equipment's protection. So I want to make sure that I can get my PhotoPass picture before it starts raining. So that is, I think I'm going to get my drink first and then my picture, because the picture is going to be with Tower of Terror, because as discussed last time, Disney does consider that the park icon. It is on all the park icon merchandise. So I want to get my drink from Baseline. So I think it makes more sense to get my drink from Baseline, then go that way and just hang out by Rock and Roller Coaster until it is time for my Lightning Lane, and then hop on a bus to the Polynesian to get a boat to the Magic Kingdom. And then I have a Lightning Lane for Jungle Cruise at 5:40 p.m. When I scanned into Soarin', I did grab a Lightning Lane for Pirates of the Caribbean, just because once this challenge is over, that doesn't mean I have to leave the park. So I figure I bought Genie Plus as it is, might as well get extra use out of it for some fun time in the park that is not content related. So I am almost at Hollywood Studios, so I will see you guys once I get my drink. Okay, very small, very minor change of plans. I did end up going to PhotoPass first before grabbing my drink, just because I didn't trust the sky. The sky is getting a little darker, a little grayer. I did not trust that it wasn't just going to open up and start raining. So I figured better play it safe and get my picture now, because drink is obviously inside and Rock and Roller Coaster is inside. So unless it goes down for something else, which knock on wood, I'm good. Nothing else that I'm doing at this park will be affected by rain, so I wanted to knock that out right away. So now heading over to Baseline to get my drink. So it's so busy here this weekend. I think there's another cheer competition this weekend. My sisters and I all used to be in cheer. My sisters did competitions here. I don't remember them going this late into the year. I don't know how many competitions they've added in the 10 plus years since we've been out, but it's busy. Every park has been very, very busy. Maybe the rain will keep people away. It's my only hope for the rain. Okay, honestly, bless my theme park knowledge, because it is just barely drizzling. It's not that bad, which is why I'm not covered. But the thunder has started to rumble. So because of that, they brought in PhotoPass, and I can almost guarantee that if they brought in PhotoPass, the Skyliner will likely shut down. I couldn't see it from walking in here, but I wouldn't be surprised if they shut it down soon, especially if the weather gets worse. But from Baseline, I picked up strawberry lemonade with gin, which any of their non-alcoholic drinks you can mix with any of their liquors, because they are a pretty full bar. And that's delicious. I watched them make it. I know that there's gin in here. You can't taste it at all. I had my friend who is not a gin drinker taste this once, and even she couldn't taste the gin. So if you are looking for a fun drink that's not one of the beers or cider at Baseline, maybe give this a try, especially if you're a gin drinker, even though you can't really taste the gin. But now it is about 3:05, I think. It's 3:06. My lightning lane for Rock and Roller Coaster is at 3:30, but I can tap in 5 minutes early, so 3:25. So I only have about 20 minutes. If the rain is slightly starting to pick up, so I might pop into Rock Around the Shop, which is the gift shop at the exit of Rock and Roller Coaster, just to try to escape this rain for 20 minutes and then hop on Rock and Roller Coaster. Luckily, the rain will not stop the buses over to Magic Kingdom, and it also doesn't seem like it's going to rain all that long, so hopefully I won't have an issue getting either the boat from Poly, or if the boats aren't running, the ferry hopefully will still be running, and I will just walk from Poly back to the TTC to hop on the ferry to knock out the boat. So everything right now is looking really good. I don't think this rain is going to be a damper. If anything, it's going to cool the weather down, which will be very, very nice. So yeah, I'm going to take shelter and Rock Around the Shop because the rain is picking up ever so slightly and I don't want things getting ruined and wet. And then I'll see you guys after Rock and Roller Coaster. Just got off Rock and Roller Coaster, officially done with Hollywood Studios, and on to our last park. The posted wait for Rock and Roller Coaster was 80 minutes. With Lightning Lane, it was 9 to the pre-show, and then I didn't pay attention to what time I got in my ride vehicle, but I did wait an extra round because I do always ask for row 1. I ask kindly, and I make a point to make sure that they know I do not mind waiting because I'm never expecting to get on the next car, and I want them to make sure that I just like making sure that I'm being kind when I ask for a specific row. They do assume people are going to ask for either first row or last row, so they do have a little holding area for Rock and Roller Coaster, which is great. And then right behind me, once I was in the waiting, was a group of 32 cheerleaders because it is, I asked them, because again, being former cheerleader, sister's former cheerleaders, hang on, let me make sure my camera, stop my camera from moving. Okay, there we go. I do like to keep up with what competitions are here, especially because that does mean the parks are going to be slightly busier. So I did ask them because I thought I saw shirts saying what competition it was, and I thought that was last weekend, so I asked them and they did say that there are a couple weekends of it based on division. So learned something new about the cheer world today. But so it was me and the group of 32 cheerleaders. Obviously, they were split up with multiple cars because Rock and Roller Coaster doesn't even hold 32 people to begin with. But in my car, it was me in the front row by myself, which you will see from the picture. And then the rest of the car was part 1 of their group of 32. And being a former cheerleader, having come here many, many times with my sister's cheer group, honestly, it was kind of fun to be in that car. Felt very much like old times when I'd come here for my sister. So I actually did not mind being in a car with all of them. But now I'm done with Hollywood Studios. Like I said, I'm making my way to the buses to grab a bus to the Polynesian to boat over to the Magic Kingdom. The rain has lightened up significantly. It is just spitting a little, barely even a drizzle. So I have hope that the resort boats will be going. But first, bus. And then we're at our last park. We're at park number 6 of the day. Honestly, a little earlier than I expected to be, but I'm not mad. But that is a good thing. So let's get this bus. There's truly no worse feeling in the world than walking up and seeing the spot for your bus and having it pull away. I literally was walking up to the pickup spot for Grand Floridian and Polynesian as the bus was pulling away. So now just waiting for it to come back. It's fine. It's fine. I have an hour and 40 minutes until my next lightning lane. I'm hoping I am hoping to get my snack, because I'm hungry, and my picture before going to my lightning lane, because my lightning lane's for Jungle Cruise, and I'm hoping to get spring rolls. So picture and spring rolls are on the way to Jungle Cruise, so ideally I would like to get those before scanning into Jungle Cruise. And because this is how quickly can I do all 6 parks, I'd like to scan into Jungle Cruise as quickly as possible. So, starts in an hour and 40 minutes. Oh, I see another bus for where I'm going. Okay, we're gonna do it. It'll be fine. I was stressing out for nothing. Okay, officially made it to the Polynesian. The bus, freezing. You know, normally it's really nice. I got on, felt really nice. By the time I got here, frozen. So now I'm crossing my fingers. The rain has stopped completely, so the boats should be running. When I was getting on the bus, checked wait times in Magic Kingdom, and Jungle Cruise was down. I don't know if it's because of the rain, if there was thunder and lightning in the area, but it was down. I haven't checked since getting here, but on the plus side, I have just over an hour until my lightning lane starts, so I'm not overly concerned. I don't necessarily know where I'm going right now. So I'm not overly concerned, but I'm hoping that it does come back up. I was doing the math. So when I did this challenge with 4 parks, I did it in 11 hours. If I can scan in to Jungle Cruise and get on a boat by 5:50, I will have done this in 10 hours, which is an hour quicker than I did the 4 parks. Now, that is just luck of the lightning lane, how quickly I was able to get those. And then also I feel like not getting a food and a drink at each park could have been helpful, but no guarantees on that because a lot of them I got in the same place. I don't see the boat moving. I'm gonna walk over this way. If I have to walk back to the TTC to get the ferry, I will. I really, really, really don't want to save it till the end of the night. I could do something insane and just ride the boat after Jungle Cruise and go back to Magic Kingdom. But I don't want to do something that crazy. I'm gonna see if I can even see a boat going. I don't see anything. I see people on the dock. We'll see. We'll see. I hear the ferry's horn. So at the very least the ferry's going. But I'm hoping that this boat's going because I'm already this far. I don't want to walk back to the TTC. Maybe people just aren't heading to Magic Kingdom. I really want to do this in 10 hours. Oh, I see the boat. It's pulling up to Grand Floridian. We're good. All right, we're fine. See you guys in Magic Kingdom. I may have spoken too soon. It's definitely starting to rain again. But I see the boat coming for me. I told myself to bring a backpack to Disney this morning so I could bring a poncho. And then guess what I forgot? Poncho. Well. Oh well. Okay, so I'm currently on the People Mover. This absolutely does not count for my ride here at Magic Kingdom because this is not a Tier 1 ride. It's not even on Lightning Lane. But it was raining and I wanted to go somewhere out of the rain with a short wait because I didn't want to hold a table while other people were trying to find a table to eat. I did end up getting Casey's Corner corn dog nuggets because the spring roll part was closed. And I know that you can technically get the corn dog nuggets at KR&R over in Hollywood Studios, but when you think of corn dog nuggets, you think of Magic Kingdom and Casey's Corner. So I am calling that my snack for this park. Now, the rain does look like it's letting up, but one of two things is going to happen when I get off of this, because by that time it will be roughly my time for Jungle Cruise. Either A, everything will have lightened up enough that Jungle Cruise opens back up, because it did close because there was thunder and lightning in the area. So either Jungle Cruise is going to open back up, or I will get a multi-pass experience redemption that I can hopefully use on Haunted Mansion, which is also a tier 1 ride. Now, personally, I would take either Haunted Mansion or Jungle Cruise. Both of those are great rides. I don't get to do them often because they do tend to have longer waits. But, so either of them I would be happy with. And they're both tier 1, so they both qualify. My concern right now is that they pulled in all PhotoPass photographers. So what I'm going to do, on my way over to whichever ride I end up getting on, I'm going to take a selfie in front of the castle just for now. Once I get off of either Jungle Cruise or Haunted Mansion, pending weather and if they have PhotoPass photographers out, if they have them out, I will get a PhotoPass picture and call that my picture for the day. If they don't, I'm going to use my selfie as my photo, because I don't know when they're going to bring the photographers back out, because the weather looks iffy for the rest of the night. And because I took selfies at Universal, I feel okay saying that I can take a selfie here, especially given the weather, because obviously we don't want the PhotoPass photographers out in this weather. Now, if by some miracle they have some PhotoPass photographers out on Main Street while I'm walking to my ride, I'm absolutely hopping in line and getting a picture with them. When I was at Hollywood Studios heading towards Rock and Roller Coaster and the rain had started, there was one PhotoPass photographer that had taken shelter under one of the marquee signs and was taking PhotoPass pictures there. And it looks like it's clearing up, so I'm very, very hopeful that I might be able to snag a PhotoPass picture before it potentially starts raining again. So my goal is to get a picture right after this, and then depending on if Jungle Cruise is back up, I will ride that. If not, and I get a multi-experience redemption, I will be able to hopefully use that for Haunted Mansion. So that is the plan. I should know in about 10 minutes whether or not I get that multi-experience redemption, because that is when my Jungle Cruise Lightning Lane is set to start. So yeah, the rain is not going to be an issue. I promise. I'm going to make it work. It's going to happen. I'm going to do this. It's going to be great. Okay, so Jungle Cruise is still down. Oops. Okay, so Jungle Cruise is still down, which is fine. I got a multi-experience redemption pass that I can use at the Haunted Mansion, which is also a tier 1 ride, which means it will count for this challenge. I'm gonna take this off. And as I was walking to Haunted Mansion, I figured I would take a quick little peek at Main Street, because I wanted to see if there were any PhotoPass photographers out, and out of the corner of my eye, I could see flashes from my camera. And there was one sole PhotoPass photographer standing under the awning at Casey's, taking pictures with people with the castle in the background. That one cast member saved my entire challenge, saved the integrity of this challenge. And for him, I'm forever grateful. So now, I'm heading to Haunted Mansion to use my Experience Redemption Pass to complete this challenge in 10 hours. I am so excited and so proud and so happy. Well guys, I did it. I completed the 6-pack challenge using 6 different forms of transportation today, because I'm including the Hogwarts Express in that. I scanned in to Haunted Mansion at 9 hours and 58 minutes after scanning into Islands of Adventure this morning. So let's just round up and call it 10 hours, because I think I rounded up for the 4-park challenge as well, which means I finished this 1 hour faster. Now, when I did this last time, I did stop the clock when I got into the Jungle Cruise seat. Jungle Cruise doesn't have a pre-show, Haunted Mansion does. I was getting into the Haunted Mansion pre-show at 10 hours and 10 minutes after scanning into Islands of Adventure this morning and getting in my Doom Buggy at 10 hours and 15 minutes. So even if we do until the time I got into my Doom Buggy, that is still 45 minutes faster than I did the 4-park challenge. So I am insanely proud of myself. I'm insanely impressed that I was able to accomplish this faster than I did the 4-park challenge, and I thought that this was such a fun challenge. Now, just like last time, if you are here on vacation, I definitely don't think you should do this unless you come often. If you're someone who comes to the parks often and has an annual pass to both Universal and Disney, give it a try. It's so much fun. Change it, make any changes to make it fit what you want to do. I think it's a fun way to experience the parks, again, if you come often. If this is your once-a-year vacation, definitely don't do this because you're not spending a lot of time in each park. But I had a great time today, and now I'm going to hang out here in Magic Kingdom. Oh, and before we go, over the course of this challenge, I walked just over 21,000 steps and exactly 11 miles, which somehow is still not the most I've walked here in Disney World. But either way, I had a great day today, and I hope you enjoyed following along. And if you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and follow me on all my socials. Those will be linked in the video description. Bye, guys!